Welcome back for an intermediate developer update. We will go into more depth later when the current bugs have been ruled out with the spirit beasts. So we've actually fixed all of the ship blocking bugs that were preventing it to go online today. But then we noticed there was another really serious bug, and that is that when you have spirit beasts, which I don't have, so I cannot test it yet. I'll need to grind a few levels to get one easily. The problem is that if you move a spirit beast in and out of the animal companion slot, I'm not sure if it's an issue with normal slots, but if you move it in and out of the animal companion slot, the entire user interface will break. For iStableMaster, that is. Regular interface will still work, but it's at a point where it's bad enough that it's very likely that people will have spirit beasts, and therefore it won't work for them. And because of that, we cannot push it for a release branch. It's simply not stable enough for that. But I can go over the few first things that you may or may not notice. Generally speaking, let me just quickly grab a piece of code here so I can fast track this for us. So there is a hang issue when Blizzard is updating the game, and that means every time there's a small hotfix or anything they add on can cause the game to hang and crash. So in order to fix that, I've added some code that will detect whether or not there is a new update, and then it will show you this panel. And as it says, iStableMaster warning, a new version of WoW has been detected. To avoid game crash, we need to reload the UI. Press OK to continue. And when we do that, that will fix the issue. In that sense, so it's not a perfect fix. It's not a permanent fix. It's a temporary fix that will keep us from crashing the game at times where we shouldn't be crashing anything. Lastly, there is one more bug that we have become aware of, and that is if you delete a beast from the beast squad, a beast squad from the list here, then even though your squad is active, it might not reflect as being active. That being said, let's take a look at some of the changes. First of all, we can now mark favorites, and they're saved now. We can sort by them and so on. They're not related to the sorting issues. It's only if you sort family, name, or search for something, or sort by specialization in the first priority here that the sorts won't work. So if we instead chose expansion and actually let's go with favorites instead of expansion because it's easier to see what's going on. And then we're gonna go with active slots, and then on the final one we go with animal companion. That means that now we have active slots here. As you can see, all the favorites first at the top, and then those that are not favorites, and those that are favorites, they're being internally sorted. So because we got none of the favorites in this list here, and all that means something, right? So if I added, let's say, Clifftooth here, oops, I can't do that yet. I'll have to visit the iStableMaster. I don't even know where there is one in Dalaran. We should be able to find one. I think they are permanently on. Actually, I think I know where there is one now. Memory starts to kick in. There's one in here, right? That's right. iStableMaster. Here we go. Oh yeah, so that hang you see there is an intended hang, somewhat intended at least, because if this one is not, if not like if that one closes down, the functionality of the stables closes as well. So we need to have that hang time there, in order to get around that problem. I'm not sure that will be a lasting fix, but for now it's the only fix that I've been able to find. Anyway, let's add some pet here to. Oh, I had to pick one of these, right? So I'm gonna add Vara to this. And now you can see Vara is at the top, and it's at the top because along with being a favorite, it is also an active slot. So it's at the top of the list of the favorites. And for the non-favorites, at the top of the list, we got the active slot. And between the active slots, we also got the animal companion. And because the animal companion is again prioritized, that will end at the top. If we change this to, let's say, exotic. Let's go for exotic. And then we put this one instead of the bear. You will see the Clefton, which is exotic, comes to the top, then the Groffon, and then the animal companion. That's generally how it works. So the swords still work as long as you just don't pick either of name, specialization, family, or search for anything. You can do name, specialization, and so on in the first one, or in the second one, or the third one. But if you do them in the first one, the secondary and the tertiary sorts won't work. You can go by name, and it will sort by name just fine. But as you can see, the secondary sorts don't work anymore. So yeah, that's something to be aware of. Rarity is still not implemented, so be aware of that. We also updated the graphics and the look of things. You can obviously see that. Also new things that come with the new expansion around the corner and the new HUD and things means that we got a bit of new things of these features. We got tooltips for the headers now, and all of this should be fixed. We're gonna maybe change the frames in the future, maybe add them to a lib library or something. We'll see about that. But then over here we got actually let's take a look at this one first. Let's change to the compact mode, which I hope you're familiar with. It's something we added the last version. It reflects the original stables frame a little more, as you can see here. We got the stables, the active pins here, but then we also got the first slot as the animal companion slot down here below, and we spaced it out, gave it some new colors and so on towards in comparison to the last version, and then we also added a different highlight feature to it, so it's a little more crisp. And now let's take a look at the new features. Beast Squad has been in here for a while, but they haven't been that functional, and they could corrupt and other things. They now work. There is one issue here. If you select a Beast Squad, as I said, when it might be an active slot, but if you've deleted something, it might not reflect it properly. In this case here, you see I've selected this one now, so you can see that it's properly selected here. One of the things we've changed is that you can now rename the squads. We can, instead of rename this one, let's go for Awesome Squad. Awesome Squad. There we go. And you can see I've updated some of the graphics here from some of the screenshots as well. And we can save that, or we can disband the squad, and that means we delete it basically. We can cancel, but if we change something, we get this little button that makes us able to revert it back to what it was. We can nothing saves before you save and close. This button doesn't do anything yet, except it spams a chat saying opened icon selection browser for Beast Squads, and that's because it's not implemented yet, so we also get a little feature with one of my characters telling you that it's not working yet. I want to be able to drag and drop pets into these active pins in the future, and also the animal companion, and that way have it flare up and have that change queued as well. And there will be small revert buttons down here on the left side of this one, or of all of these, of course. And there will also be an option to revert an icon change, of course. So all of these things sort of come into hand. If we save this, nothing will happen in the B Squad scroll frame over here. Oh, hang on. Over here. Yet, because that hasn't been implemented, but the plan is that it will change the icon and the name there. But we can go and call this one, what should we call this one? We call it Swagger. Wait. Swagger Squad. Or we can call it Swagger SWAT. Because SWAT. It's, yeah. So when you get a Swagger Squad, you got a squad. When you get a Swagger Squad, you get SWAT. Is that it? Let's call it by its proper name, like that. And now that has been changed. So you'll see that the save change is closed, blah, blah, blah. But also, if you open it up again, you can see it now has the new name. And this frame can be moved around, so it's not in the way. Good. I think that's about it for the for this update. There's not going to be a lot. Hopefully, we'll get some of these massive issues fixed fairly soon. But for now, this is the alpha update, and it will only exist in the alpha branch, the 39 one. So we might add a 39B, 39A, 39B. 39B would be the new, the fixed one that goes onto the beta branch, or maybe we're gonna do a third one, and then from now on the naming aspect will be 39A for alpha and R for release, and if it's the release branch, it's on the R branch. Otherwise, we're just gonna add a number after that for every hotfix we do from now on. So yeah, stay tuned. I hope at least you can get some use out of it if you don't have spirit beasts until we get that fixed. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching.